Hello everyone, this is again Ash and Simon from the nice game Bunker in Bonn, Germany, and we're back with another part of our series on the clans in Vampire the Masquerade Heritage.
That's right. If you haven't seen the first video, in the previous one we looked at the Ventrue. Now we're looking at the second clan in this lineup, which is the Brujah. Now, the Brujah clan in Vampire the Masquerade, depending on who you talk to and who you believe, they're either sort of noble idealists and revolutionaries fighting for a better world, or they're violent rabble who want to sort of burn everything down around them for no good reason. And that means that in Vampire the Masquerade Heritage, they are a very aggressive and divisive clan indeed. And the way that we bring that about is through their special power, which is Declare Enemy.
Right, so a number of the Brujah cards have this special power, Declare Enemy, and what you do with it is you basically pick out a character in an opponent's bloodline and you're going to throw whatever you can at them during the course of the game, gaining more and more enemies and increasing the effect of your actions. When we talk about strategy for the Brujah, the thing that's most important and basically defines their strategy is their ability to declare enemies. And this is important for two reasons. The first one is you basically have the ability to scale up the effect of your actions throughout the game as you gain more enemies. For example, some of the cards, like this one, Agitate, allow you to influence each of the enemies you have in the game. In this case, they would all gain 1 infamy because you agitate against them. And obviously this card is going to be stronger if you have 3 enemies than if you just have 1 enemy. Now the other element that in my opinion is very important for the Brujah is to choose the right kinds of enemies and your ability to basically directly influence individual vampires in your opponent's bloodline.
Right, because there are some aggressive take that style moves in Heritage, but they are typically constrained by vampires that have infamy or vampires that have other sort of state. However, the beautiful thing about the Brujah and their tussle is that they simply declare an enemy. Right at the start of the game, a classic kind of first-turn move for the Brujah is to say, I hate you. You just pick this guy, and there's nothing constraining you. The Brujah just pick fights with people. And so because of their ability to target, you might target a very powerful vampire or a vampire that is in some way sort of key to your opponent's strategy. The tricky thing there is there's a balancing act, because typically the effects that hurt all of your enemies also declare more enemies. And they're ordered in a particular way so that you're always thinking, it's an engine building sort of mechanic. And you're always thinking, I have this powerful thing, I could fire it off now, but if I wait until turn 8 or turn 9, it's going to do even more. But it could be too late then.
Exactly, and if you think about it, this declaring enemies is also something that gets more useful over time because, for example, if you have the ability to place one of your enemies into torpor, it will be very good for you if that is an enemy who controls a large coterie, and it will be not so useful if that is basically just a random useless fledgling.
Exactly. So while I said it is sort of a classic opening play to just like start picking fights with people, there is that other way to play it as well, which is to be very sort of careful in who you assassinate and who you bring down.
Right. One thing maybe we should mention is that when you play with a Brujah, what you don't want to do is basically call attention to yourself. You basically want to play along with them a little bit and maybe support their crusades more than gain their ire, because they have this ability and there's really no way to stop it.
And that concludes our little video about how Clan Brujah operates in Heritage. Stick around, we are going to be continuing this series. We're going to be looking at the other 7 now clans that remain in Heritage. If you like this content, a few things you can do. You can give us a like, give us a thumb in the video. You can subscribe. That would be great to see more Heritage content as we release it. And you can, of course, pre-order the game if it seems like something that you're into.